Good evening, everyone. We are so glad that you took a few minutes out of your busy night to be with us. We are super excited to share with you about the business side of Plexus. And the point of this call is for you to see what we see, for you to feel what we feel, and for you to experience what we have experienced. And hopefully you'll come to the same conclusion that many of us came to, and that was that this was worth trying. You're going to hear people's stories tonight, and you'll be invited to decide for yourself if this is a good fit for you or not. First of all, we are a gut health, weight loss, and skincare company, and they are all interrelated. My story started back in 2015, and our family was in major rebuilding mode. Oh, by the way, my name is Jill Warness, and I have two boys, and I have been married for close to 30 years now. So back in 2013, my husband was in the fight for his life. He had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and after battling for 6 months, we were nearly wrecked financially. It was the hardest thing to watch my husband go through. He took on the burden of providing for our family financially, and he took that responsibility a little bit too far. He carried financial stress and strain like a heavy, wet blanket. His stress was so bad that it caused a lot of fights and nearly ruined our marriage. And when we thought things couldn't get any worse, he got his diagnosis of cancer. And I truly, truly believe that it was that stress, that financial strain, that was the match that really exploded cancer in his body. And I can totally see now why the #1 reason for divorce in America is financial strain. He worried about money. We fought about money. We hated talking about money. Well, fast forward 2 years, God healed him and we were in rebuilding mode, but trying to do it a much healthier way. I'm a holistic health coach, and I've been running a functional medicine practice when Plexus came into my life. I was really intrigued when I saw my friend Jamie not only having major health results with the product, but I also watched her soar in the business. And honestly, that was a first. I had seen a lot of other people dabble in network marketing, and there were a couple of folks who made it to the top if they got in early, but I never really saw anyone close to me have success with it. Well, Jamie was doing it right before my eyes. I saw her fly to the top of the company in 22 months, and I said to myself, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. The products we have are amazing, and they appeal to the masses. They appeal to men, women, and children. They're consumable that people need every 30 days. And I'm all about a pair of earrings or a cute pair of jeans, but I don't need them, and I definitely don't need them every 30 days. So I finally asked Jamie for some information, and when I saw the comp plan, I thought to myself, what if? What if this could be a vehicle to lift this financial burden off of my husband's shoulders? What if this could help him work less and stress less? What if I could retire him? But sadly, I also thought, what if? What if the cancer returns? What if I was going to be a single mom with these 2 boys and I had to come up with a way to pay for college and a way to fund my retirement? So I was nervous about what are people going to think of me. can I even do this? But I'll tell you, I could not ignore that tugging at my heart, that God was just whispering, just try this, just trust me. And what a gift Plexus has been. So in 2017, my husband's energy took another big hit. And it was our Plexus income that really kept our family afloat. To me, all of the sacrifice, all of the learning, all of the experiences with Plexus have been so worth it. I'm now in the top 3% of our company. And, you know, I recognize that not everybody wants to do this as a full-time career, but I wonder what an extra $500 to $1,000 would mean for your family. And that's really what the average ambassador with Plexus makes. Would it be less stress? Would it be travel soccer or travel baseball or dance lessons for your family? Can I just tell you how liberating it was to know that we were getting a paycheck throughout this whole crisis, and that all of us got paid early last month and a lot of us got a raise also. So it's not just me having success with this company. I've invited some amazing ladies who are going to share with you tonight about their journeys. And whether you take a look at this part-time, full-time, or playtime, this can really be a viable option for your family. So Marissa is going to come on and share her story next. Marissa?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for inviting me and letting me share my story. I think I'm one of the newbies in this foursome here. I joined Plexus in the end of January of 2020. I am 46 years old. I live in Ontario, Canada, and I have 3 children, ages 10, 12, and 14, and they eat like adults and they act like adults. So it's a busy household. Around the age of 36, I'm 46 now, 10 years ago, my health began to go south and downhill really fast after I had my last child, my youngest. I suddenly had my weight went out of control. I couldn't lose weight. I was getting a lot of cramping. I was just in a lot of pain, and the doctor said I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. As a matter of fact, when he diagnosed me with that, he asked me if I had any children, and I said yes, I have 3. And he said, well, those are your miracle babies because you should not have been able to have children with polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I bawled my eyes out. So being diagnosed with that, we tried very strong medications, which made me sick. And it led eventually, after a few months, to a full hysterectomy at the age of 36, which in the next step was it put me in very early menopause. So the hot flashes, the mood swings, the extreme weight gain just wrapped itself around me and was eating me alive. Fast forward 3 years, I was trying to lose the weight, exercising, watching my diet, and I had a knee injury. Couldn't walk, couldn't do anything, took time off work to get physiotherapy, was looking at surgery, probably a walker, a knee replacement, a whole bunch of stuff that I was just not ready for at 30, at 36, 30, 40, not ready for that. So I wanted to find out what I could do, and there was nothing I could do. Nothing was working. Physiotherapy worked temporarily. Any weight loss program worked temporarily. Working out worked temporarily, and I just kept re-injuring and falling back and falling back. So financially, we're okay. We're well, according to the government, we're in the upper middle class line, but we don't think so. We have 3 children. 2 of them play very expensive sports. One is a competitive hockey player, and the other one's a recreational, but still expensive. And we also have our oldest, who was diagnosed with Asperger's a couple of years ago, and that requires expensive therapy, visits to psychologists to help her cope with anxiety, and all kinds of stuff that come with that. So as I began to think, how do we stop looking at our bills and living paycheck to paycheck and trying to figure out, when is it okay to take a vacation? When is it okay to replace the car? When is it okay to do this renovation and things like that without it affecting the entire family and the house as a whole and feeling like we're drowning in debt? And so I decided, I'd heard about network marketing, knew nothing about it, was a total stranger to it, and was afraid of it. I thought it was fraud. I thought it was a scam. But I went looking for it. I thought, well, you don't know until you figure it out, until you find out what it is and make an educated decision. So I did. And I came across this ad from Claire that just kept popping up on my Facebook feed. And I decided to click on it. And all it said was, would you like to do this side hustle and be your own CEO? And I thought, well, let's take a look at it. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that it would connect to my health and teach me so much. So I clicked on it and I listened to her story, and I'm not gonna lie, for an entire month, I researched, I talked to Claire back and forth. I asked her 1,001 questions. I sent her articles that I found that, talked negatively about Plexus. I did my research 100%. I wanted to know what Plexus was. I wanted to know what it did before I said yes. And for a little amount of money and a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee, I thought, what have I got to lose? So I jumped and I did it. And since then, I have been able to take care of my health. I've lost weight. My inflammation has gone down huge. I was a runner. I was running 5K marathons. I couldn't run since my knee injury. I'm running now. I can run up and down the stairs rather than going down like an old person, one step at a time. I can keep up with my kids. I can do so much stuff. I can sleep. I sleep well. I have energy. There's just so much that it has done for me. And financially, I'm senior silver. I ranked senior silver recently, which is not, it's not one of the highest levels. I'm not making a 6-figure income, but the little bit that is coming in is helping, the little bit that it can. And it also allows me to have free product, which is my favorite part, because with those free products, I get to get probiotics and product for my oldest, who is Asperger's, and she can then take the triplex, and I don't have to pay for it. I pay for my product, and I get hers for free. So I get to help her as well cope with autism, cope with her anxiety, cope with her stress. And so it's a win-win for me. I can't say anything negative about it because my experience with it has been really great. I am in a community of people that are doing the same thing, getting healthy, and are and want you to grow and grow together. And it's just so amazing. I love coming to these meetings and learning. I've learned so much about your gut. I had no idea. There was so much. I knew there was something to learn about it, but I didn't know it was that much. Holy cow. I've learned so much. So I'm loving it. I can't wait to see where this takes me and what happens. If it's just a little bit, great. If it gets bigger, then that's amazing. I do have a full-time job. I'm a teacher. I forgot to say that. So this is my part-time job. I do this part-time. So that's me.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing, Marissa. What just a heartwarming health testimony, and just what the business is doing for you in terms of helping you get your products paid for, which is the #1 reason that I joined. So Brooke Abey, I'm going to pass the hat to you, my friend, so that you can share with us.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, first of all, to Amy and Jill for having me on this call. They called and said, hey, will you share your testimony? And I said, absolutely. And guys, I'm really tearful. I've heard Jill's story. I'm serious. I'm tearful. I've heard Jill's story 100 times. And Marissa, when I heard your story, it's the story of hope. And I've done this for 7 years. And guys, I'm telling you, they still make me tearful. And it's because it's the people like you. I've heard Jill's story, but your story's new and it's evolving. And that story, when it's your kids and your family, are you kidding me? That is the stuff that makes this worth it. So I'm going to gather myself and I'm going to get to this. But y'all, I'm Brooke Abey. My husband and I joined Plexus over 7.5 years ago, and we are Diamond Emerald Ambassadors. And 7.5 years ago, when Plexus was presented to me, it was through two moms at our kids' little tiny private Catholic school who were talking about Plexus. And I'm a pharmaceutical rep. I'm a pharmaceutical manager now, but I've been a rep for 20 years. And as you can imagine, if you're in sales, the whole world's like, you want to sell my mascara, you want to sell my leggings, you want to sell my candle. And I'm like, sell drugs all day. No, thank you. But there was a post that hit me at one point in time on social media that was talking about fatigue and what it would do for fatigue and what it would do for all this stuff to do with gut health. And my mother suffered from an autoimmune disease, and she was plagued with all of this. And this was like my very best friend who was having trouble shopping with me and doing the things we had always done, and it shouldn't have been bothering her in her mid-60s. And so I said, Mom, you got to sign up for Plexus. And so whatever I tell her to do, she did, and she did. And I wasn't even taking the products. And so she started taking the products, and within 1 week, she was like, I feel better. And I was like, the pharmaceutical girl in me, I was like, hey, that's all placebo, but keep taking it, Mom. If it makes you feel good, great. And within 1 month, not only was she feeling better, she lost 10 pounds. All right, guys, when I started Plexus, my kids were 4 and 6, and I was still talking about my baby weight. I hope there's someone who can relate to that. There was no baby weight left at 4 and 6-year-old kids, right? You were fat. You just need to lose some weight. And so I said, sign me up. But here's the deal. I'll only sign up under one condition. Don't ask me to do the business. Don't ask me to post. Don't ask me to do any of that. Because if you do, I'm out. And so I signed up. I started taking the products. And guys, weight started dropping off of me. The folks that I worked with were like, what are you doing? And I was scared to tell them. I was so scared to tell them what I was doing. And then finally I did. But guys, what I didn't realize is I needed to lose 30 pounds. I lost 27 pounds in this very short amount of time, really. I had terrible stomach issues. Guys, I knew where every bathroom was. I had explosive diarrhea every day of my life. When I would eat certain things, I'd be doubled over in pain. I was living off of Diet Dr. Peppers and Diet Coke. I only drank water to brush my teeth. And I would stop by Starbucks or wherever and have a coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon just to get me through my night. My kids were 6 and 4, right? And I had been literally pushing them through dinner, bath, story time. I can remember, Mommy, can we read another story? Nope, we sure can't. Bed so that I could breathe. Y'all, that is not living. That is dying. And I didn't even realize it. I just thought I wanted to lose some weight. And I reflect back on that. And that's really why I got so emotional just now, is because your story is just beginning, Marissa. And there's people sitting on here, whether you just started or you didn't start, that your story is just starting. And so if you're here tonight and you're brand new, or you came here going, what's this Plexus stuff? Just give yourself a little hug and say, you showed up for the right reason. Because sometimes you need a little push to say that I'm good enough. But anyway, my husband and I started this. My husband lost weight. We both lost weight. And then all of a sudden I was like, people are asking me about something, and I should share this because the experience I'm having is so fulfilling. Why would I keep this a secret? Because I'm the girl. Let me tell you something. New Mexican place opens up. I'm like, you got to go get the tacos. Best fish tacos you've ever had. It's my favorite food, by the way. A good mascara comes out. I'm like, oh, your lashes will look the best. It's the best shoe, the best vacation spot. Like, I've done network marketing my entire life, and I was scared to share something that saved my mother, saved me, and saved my husband. And I was like, why am I scared? Because I made one post and I was literally like, so y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, but this is what I'm doing. I hit send and I sat there going, I can't even look. I can't even look. And all of a sudden people started saying, I relate with you, Brooke. I relate with your story. And what they related with is they were moms. They were moms of children who thought they just wanted to lose weight, but they were tired. Their stomach hurt. They weren't sleeping. They were living off of diet drinks. They were living off of coffee. And what no one knew was really, this is all about the fact is we all had terrible gut health. And when you get your gut in check, your life turns around. It truly turns around. And people say to me, so you have this great job, so why did you do this? I didn't do this ever for the money. I never did this for the business. But the reality of it is in 2008, my husband lost his job. He made 3 times my salary. We live in a home for 2 salaries. We live a life of 2 salaries. And in 2008, we laid in bed many nights and had the conversations that only happen between wife and husband, much like what Jill talked about. What are we going to do? When do we put the for sale sign in the yard? Are we going to take our kids out of school? What are we going to do? And all I would say is, I just wish we had this other thing And I remember referring to it as a other thing. And I didn't realize that this other thing was going to be Plexus. And Plexus came into my life in 2012, and I ran from it, right? That was my other thing that I'd been talking about and praying about and breathing about. I talked to my mom about. And so when it came in and all of a sudden I got my first paycheck and I said it to my husband, he was like, "What? You made how much?" And I was like, I don't know. And literally just kind of steamrolled from that. And when COVID hit this year, my husband's been furloughed with his job. And I will tell you that 2008, 2009, I felt like it was like a repeat on us. I was like, oh no, here we are 10 years later. But I'm going to tell you the biggest blessing that we've had is we have Plexus. And over whatever this has been, almost 8 years, we've developed and created this business to where we have something that is substantial, that's residual, that's there, and the people. And I want this for you, and anybody wants this for you. So if I'm a stranger to you, I'm telling you I want this for you, because if you're at all where I was, tired mom, maybe your life's been pulled out from underneath you, you need this. And all you have to do is take some supplements, feel a difference, and share it with someone, because what you're experiencing will change the life of your neighbor, your sister, or your best friend. There is a friend of yours right now laying in bed with their husband or their wife or talking to their mother tonight, wishing and hoping for what I did. And all you need to do is open your mouth and say, I know the answer, because I am forever grateful for this whole opportunity and these people and everything. And so this was the best month we've ever had this past month. When you look at Plexus, when people say, oh yeah, you got in 8 years ago. Oh no, last month was the best month. Brand new people I didn't even know when I started. And so really today's the best day for you. And so if there's anything I can say to you is kick yourself off the curb, off the cliff. I don't even know what that saying is. It's something. Just push yourself off and do this, because you will look back in 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 8 months. And I said to my team last night on a team call, the best part of this is to be on a Zoom like this and look at faces that you changed their life. So right now you might be, Meg's doing this because she sees it, but you might be on this call right now and you're like, I don't know any of these people, but Meg knows it. There's people I can point at and say, I changed their life. And I want that for you guys. So whatever it is, pink drink, Plexus all the way. Not only take the products, guys, but do this business. People need you. Mwah! Thanks so much for allowing me to be on the call.
Oh my gosh, Brooke. Woo, bringing it home. It's like, what do I have to say next? I'm going to do just a real quick wrap up and be super respectful of your time tonight. That's the other thing that I love about this company, is that if we hop on a call like this, we're in, we're out, it's impactful, and we get things done. So I am Amy Schwan, and I am outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a full-time high school social studies teacher and mom to 3 sons that are in high school. I actually just had 2 graduate, class of 2020, the COVID class, and my youngest is a rising senior. And so Marissa, you said that you were a teacher, and similarly, I am teaching full-time. And even though I have achieved phenomenal things with Plexus, I still love that piece of my life. Financially, yeah, Plexus could run the show, but I feel fulfilled in that classroom role, as well as doing my health and wellness gig. And this was the business that I never wanted. I had done this before with another company, never got the car, never got the things. Well, guys, I got the car, I got the trips now. So clearly something is working with Plexus. And I want to thank you, Brooke, because you have been so pivotal in my success with this company. So I adore your friendship and your leadership as well. So here's the thing, guys, all of our friends, they've got skin, they've got guts, and the vast majority of people are kind of like, I could lose a few pounds, I could make some adjustments here. So not everybody needs a pair of leggings. I mean, I guess we could, but when I look at my family of 5, all 5 of us are on these products because they are fantastic products. And what we have seen this do for us and for our health stories, guys, it's unmatched. I was the IBS anxiety girl, puffy, migraines, you name it, it's gone. And this isn't a magic pill. This isn't snake oil. But I'm telling you, when you heal your gut, everything else starts to fall into place. And the education piece for me has been huge. And partially because I'm a teacher, I like to know how things work. And I'm naturally curious. And this has fed that for me. I feel like at the end of the day, I'm changing lives. So here's the thing. If you're like, I mean, I'm kind of curious, but I don't know anything about anything. I didn't know anything about anything. I'm a government and political science teacher by trade. I don't have a biology degree. I'm not a holistic health coach. I'm not a chiropractor. I'm not in pharma sales. But what I do is I love people and I love my family and I care about humanity. And so therefore Plexus for me was the perfect marriage of all of that. So here's the thing. You can just be a happy wholesaler. You can love your products. That's fantastic. And there is a place for you here. If you're somebody who's like, you know what, I need to at least get my products paid for, we will work with you and show you how you can do that. If you want to fund your children's college education and have them graduate debt-free, that's my why. Okay, that's what fuels my fire right now, is that I'm going to have 3 in college at the same time. If that is what is speaking to you, there's a place for you here. Okay, so I just want you guys to see that, you know, for some of you guys jumped in for $9.95 to get your wholesale account. On a regular month, it's $39.95 to have a replicated website, and you're not shipping products. Everything is coming from corporate and scientific testing, the whole 9 yards. Guys, you cannot do brick and mortar for that. You can't buy a franchise. This is as good as it gets. Trust me when I say that, as somebody who had to have an inventory. We are in Australia, Mexico, New Zealand, Canada. So the opportunities are there outside of just the United States. And so I want you to think about, who are your people? What's your network? And there's a place for them here. So I just want to thank you guys on behalf of Jill and Marissa and Brooke for tuning in tonight. We are here to help you, to link arms with you, and just to make your Plexus experience not only a healthy experience, but if you're interested in the business side, I'm telling you guys, there's no better place to go. So I want you guys to have a fantastic evening. Circle back with whoever invited you here. If you're already a wholesale ambassador, circle back, guys, because there's some really, really good coaching and some tips that we can push your way if you're the least bit curious. So thank you guys and have a great evening.